So yeah, injured and survivors in the in the Brookhaven school massacre, along with few cops and adults involved in gunshots. Over 59 other people were hurt in the incidents when Ethan was firing in both the classrooms. The majority of the casualties were shot within the school when the perpetrator, means the active shooter, started firing towards the area. Excuse me. It was claimed that over 8 to 10 people were injured, which doubled over to 20 people, including 11 cops who had been shot many times. At least one employee at the ice cream store was struck in the arms one of the stray shots, and 9 other youngsters who were also injured by the gun fire. So yeah. He was treated on the scene for his injuries, which were actually limited to glass breaking. The majority of the individuals who got smoke in the mouth as the consequence of the gun smoke, which filled the whole classroom, some of which spread out to the next street and blanketed half the building. Oh my god. At least one person fainted even though they made it through the haze. One of the cops hurt in the incident was Phoenix Berry. This is standard. What the hell? Barry had apparently had been walking front of the entrance when Ethan shot him in the arm and leg, causing him to fall on the ground and gushing blood from his body. Barry was sent to a hospital outside of Brookhaven because the gunfire had damaged in the nearby hospital. Although he would survive the gunshot, the event left him with severe trauma. So yeah, I understand the severe trauma because if there was a massacre, if so many injured people, so many injured officers, so many dead bodies in the school, so many students died, so many teachers died, so many everybody else dying, it would cause you so much of scar. You would get PTSD, which is post traumatic syndrome. I do not remember what the D means, but yeah, post traumatic syndrome disorder. Yes. So yeah, I guess this is Phoenix Tanner or Berry. It may be. We don't know what he looks like in the eyes, but maybe he was a hero. Who knows? Oh my god. Okay, okay. Sorry. 1 second. So I found it. So yeah. So another thing. Barry and two other unnamed cops were among the 9 gunshot victims being treated at the Fairmont Medical Clinic on April 23rd. Both of them would go on to survive. The same day that they were released, the report, Silverstone General Hospital announced that they were treating 10 patients for various conditions, including smoke inhalation, glass debris, which resulted in bleeding from the fingers and was persons from the body. Justin Felix, a Brookhaven resident of 20 years, was first victim to be freed. He shot in the leg on the day of the shooting and was released on May 6th. He's still recovering after his surgery. 10-year-old Caden Conrad was the final victim to be discharged from nearby hospital, released on July 6th. Previously, he has shot 19 times during the fire between Ethan and the police. Oh my god. The aftermath, police swiftly blocked off the path where the school shooting has occurred and urged the public to not reach approaches. Still, access to the location was granted to reporters. More police officers, nurses, and the others, after posting on social media about an active shooter at Brookhaven High School, fact that at least double quotation one person has been hurt. Comma double quotation. The Brookhaven police issued an order at a 11 o'clock a.m., allowing parents who nearby no see the children who were being evacuated from the school through nearby windows. Okay, sad for the very sad for the parents who lost their kids in the shooting. The active center portion of the place was called cordoned by police due to seriousness of the incident. The order caused nearby malls, schools, and businesses to close. The Brookhaven area was placed under complete lockdown at 11:30 a.m. Almost 1 hour the shooting finished. Residents were forbidden from leaving any homes until the threat of the event was over, with the majority of casualties outside being transported to the hospitals. Police started to evacuate the area at approximately 12 p.m. After widespread media coverage on the incident, they gave order for everyone else to leave the house due to double quotation serious event double quotation outside the building. Parents of students enrolled in the school were advised not to pick up their kids. An hour later, the police gave the orders for parents and kids to meet in a nearby residence, which was 5 blocks away from the scenes. This is so sad. But it is fictional. Remember, it is fictional, not real. So do not take this that seriously. Just think of it as parallel universe. Okay? Tributes and memorials. I guess if I'm reading this again, then you can skip forward the video because I just pause the recording and now I'm playing it. So yeah, a few individuals erected monuments in the front of school a few hours after the incident in honor of the departed and the injured on April 23rd. Mayor Gabby Hamilton organized a commemorative ceremony lasting 1 hour. He concluded by mentioning the town's worst moments since the year 2000 and said, double quotation, double quotation, we all need to pray for Brookhaven, first up double quotation. A massive vigil, I do not know what that means, but um, I may. Okay, so I found the meaning. So, vigil means a period of keeping awake during the time usually spent asleep, especially to keep watch or pray. Was placed on the day following the shooting in the heart of the gardens of Reed, a park 4 miles away from the main location. Approximately 1,000 individuals attend the gathering, including Brookhaven High School students. In the remembrance of the shooting victims who died, 37 balloons were released at the second vigil held by the Gardens of Reed, which took place both inside and outside of the nearby building. On 26th of October 2013, not so long after the massacre, Gabby finally shared a concept for the Brookhaven School Memorial, which should open not far from the original shooting site. Numerous fundraising events were arranged in memory of shooting victims by Emerson Lawson's mother and father. Oh my god. They claimed to do these actions to arrange the daughter's burial and to show respect for departure. Very sad. The Emerson family has received more than 50 hundred dollars in contribution from all over 5,000 people in the days after the campaign was launched. Among them were the members of the government who texted the family to urge them to double quotation stop gun violence. God, full stop, double quotation. Like the last one, a new fundraiser was launched with the intention of healing the double quotation wounds, double quotation, and the harm caused by the bullets. In the wake of the shooting, several fundraisers were organized, most of which were centered on around the victims' funerals. On May 7th, the memorial named the double quotation the day that Brookhaven changed double quotation, in reference to the mass shooting that took place, was constructed near to this school. In a statement which was talked by April 23rd, 2013, George Cummings, the squad's owner of Railroad FS of Roblox and Premier League, in a letter donating over 5 lakhs or $500,000 to each campaign for these victims' family, while saying, double quotation, enough is enough. I have I have had enough of this shooting occurring at every turn. Nothing is secure now. Now it seems this shooting has completely destroyed Brookhaven, and now it could have been prevented if we had only done one small thing. Double quotation, full stop. On April 25th, 2013, citizens Justice Hopkins, Ronald McDonald, Benny May, Denny Wallace, Silverwall, and Bev Migron erected over 35 crosses in a line to honor Jesus and the victims. The tributes attracted to the attention of major media outlets including RNN, Fox News, NBC, and RBC. Robin received over $10,000 in exchange of donating all the money to the hospital that were caring for the injured victims. The Dojo company held a 35-mile race against competitors on May 10th. All competitors were declared winner, double quotation winners, double quotation, and therefore the balloons are released and prayers are spoken for the victims. More than 1,000 residents of Brookhaven launched double quotation. So what was I saying? So yeah. More than 1,000 residents of Brookhaven launched double quotation balloons with flowers, everything that the victims were interested at the time inside of the wooden bucket, with a huge light on top of the flying object. Double quotation. On May 19th, as the part of Brookhaven Festival in the aftermath. School continuation. After the attack, the school was shut down for over 2 months to allow police and investigators to search the scene and gather evidence. The students were given the opportunity to attend classes in the nearby blocks, but this was optional, and students were given the option not to attend school for the rest of the year. So yeah. In June of 2013, the town of Brookhaven announced that the old school would be demolished, and to according to my memorandum, this was done by out of respect for the victims and to address damage done to the building. Pinewood builders were contracted to begin demolition of the building in July 2013. While construction on the new school was underway, students who attended the old school would be allowed to attend other high school in the district, Madison County Academy High School. In February 2014, the new school was 80% complete, and 9th to 10th graders were permitted to come into the new school. Starting in August 2014, the school was complete and it began serving 6 to 12 grades. The site of the old school is now a memorial to the victims of the attack as well as the monument. I do not have the image, like you don't have the image, but yeah. So early perpetrator early life. Ethan Robert Bradley, commonly known as Rob, Rob double quotation, was born on March 6th, 1995 to his parents Madison Page and Milo Cunningham. His mother, Madison Page, was a H addict who worked for a gang known as the J Dragon Sisterhood. Okay, cool gang name, but yeah, traumatizing. However, around the mid 1960s, Madison was apprehended by the police when it is her, but okay. When her gang groups had placed narr- I do not know what this word means. You know what? I'm not mentioning the word because if I mention, then it could be some sort of mushrooms or something, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, given her a pistol and shot it in front of her, mistaking her for the drug and the shooting, with the gang pretending to flee from the quotation suspect. Quotation, sorry, full stop, double quotation. Madison was imprisoned and later freed starting in um, 1990. Then she met Milo, who also became a addict, but is able to overcome his addiction beginning in 1989. They soon began to marry. Initially, they refused to have a kid, but with some suggestions, they began to make arrangements to have a baby in 1994. So, yeah. Ethan Rob Bradley, born in March 6th, 1995, Brookhaven, Madison County, Bloxburg Valley, Robloxia. Died August 5th, 2015, age 20, Woodford Max Security Prison, Robloxia. Cause of death is a gunshot wound, known for Brookhaven High School shooting. Killed 35 people, injured 59 people, weapons called AR-15 rifle, Remington 870 shotgun, which is unused. I don't know. I don't remember how he was killed, but I guess he got shot from police station or something. But yeah. Now let's move on to um Brookhaven's sons, or how about we move to Madison? Because since this is such a very long topic, I want, and since this topic has finished, it's been over and all. Let's take a break from the topic and focus on Madison because Madison is very important. I guess I've already read this, so yes. Now let's go to Henrietta Brookhaven, also known as Henrietta Madison Brookhaven. Ignore this advertisement. There is not much information but about her, but yeah. Um, Madison. This is them meeting Henrietta meeting Marcus in 1887. Name Henrietta Madison Lilly. Is, born on December 25th, 1869. Place of birth New Ettenburg, present day Brookhaven. Family father Oisant, double quotation, big man, double quotation, Lily. Mother Lily Millie Chili Lily. Oh my god, very confusing name. Husband Mr. Brookhaven. Children Wolfbag and Aidan Lee Wolf. Occupation hand what? What? I do not edit this page. So okay. Occupation handy woman, which means a woman skilled at performing practical repair, maintenance, or odd jobs around the house, either as professional or a person who does 10,000 like multiple hobbies, or does DIY in and is an enthusiast of it. So yes. She died in 1949. Cause of death is unknown, but I remember while reading Mr. Brookhaven that like that when he moved to Bloxburg and all, they said Madison was shot. I guess that may be the theory. So over here, there's no information, but I'm going to tell you one fact and a theory about Madison. So when Mr. Brookhaven, we all know he maybe faked his death. Conspiracy theories. So yeah, he when he founded Brookhaven, like when he named Brookhaven and founded it, he named it the lake. He named the lake that was near the house where he was born, and he named Lake Madison. That's why we have subway in the subway stations in Brookhaven. You see, there is a lake and a tree. That is Lake Madison subway. So yes, one. That is one theory. एक mystery. I guess I have moved on. Now we'll move on to Wolfpack. Okay. What? Okay. Wolfpack is also like the co-creator of Brookhaven that we play today, but they're both included in the story to add more depth to the story. So yeah, it's very interesting. Wolfpack, also known as Wolfpack Brookhaven Jr., was a Robloxian politician who served as the second mayor of Brookhaven from 1930 to 1938. He instilled in capitalistic propaganda in Brookhaven. Propaganda means fake mindset, fake idealization. He promised to Brookhaven citizens in his radio campaign advertisements that he would preserve communism and will only deploy it when necessary, which made him win two mayoral races, only to lose the third after his opponent exposed his installation of capitalistic beliefs to the entire city. Wow. Now, I guess we need till ignore this. I guess till this much. So yeah, this is very short. So yeah, early early life and education. Wolfpack Brookhaven Jr. was born in the late 19th century. He is the eldest son of Mr. Brookhaven and Henrietta A.K. Madison Brookhaven. He is older than his brother Eden Lee Wolf Brookhaven, who he lived in an abandoned house in the village Chateau. He went to school and learned a lot of things like reading and writing. This led to many historians think that Wolfpack had an IQ of 163. In 1908, Mr. Brookhaven got kidnapped by the agency. Ignore this. However, he strangely and easily escaped. Here are some pictures of him inside the church, inside the coffin, but nobody knows where he is. I guess over in this. No, but it is. But the picture was in the coffin. I will show you the where the pictures is like Secrets of Brookhaven. I may make a video on it in the future. So yeah. Reactions. Wolfpack got scared of his father because he loved him. Nobly Bloxington also visited Brookhaven with him. Finding his significant other 1908 till 1924. In 1921, he found a girl in Bloxburg, Los Angeles family. He dated her. Her name is unknown. 6 months later, he married her. They got only one child, which is Eden Lee Wolf II, born in 1924, named after Wolfpack brother Eden Lee Wolf. After the discovery of family's home by the agency in 1924, Nobly Bloxington appointed Wolfpack as deputy mayor of Brookhaven under agency, which kidnapped his father. For almost 15 years from the appointment, his father retired from politics, so he did not want to be re-elected to run for the mayor. The president replaced Samuel J. Johnson as the deputy mayor of Brookhaven. This is Wolfpack. And yeah. Okay, now let's continue. Mayor of Brookhaven, 930 till 939. Okay, sorry. I will not. Sorry. Correction. 1930 till 1939. He was the mayor of Brookhaven. So, yeah. First term, shortly after the assassination of Mr. Brookhaven, his father, Republican President Newly Blossington, the 14th, felt bad. So bad that he appointed Wolflag as the mayor, replacing Samuel J. Johnson, who was the deputy mayor from 1922 till 1924. He made many projects for Brookhaven's future, like the town hall and Lake Madison, which is named after Madison. I was correct, but I thought it was another theory. So yeah. Because of this, many Robloxian theorize that Brookhaven's spouse was named Madison, which is actually true. So yeah. Second term, 1935 till 1939. After the victory of 1931 Brookhaven mayoral elections, he completed his occupation as the mayor of Brookhaven. He completed making the project's third term after losing the 1938 Brookhaven mayoral elections to communist Robertson. He resigned from the mayoral candidate position and started to find work. Post mayor of Brookhaven, like after resigning and becoming the mayor of Brookhaven, and married life 1939 till 1962. Later, the unknown wife of Wolfpack filed for divorce in 1962. Very sad. So yeah, personal life and death. On August 3rd, 1967, he got ill. Sorry, 1987. I'm so wrong. I'm sorry. I just. It's just that I have read and paused the videos to take breaks, and also I just feel very, shifted or something. But yeah, he got ill by a person who had runny nose. Oh my god. Then intentionally staged a successful myocardial infarction after many Robloxians wished and threatened Wolfpack with myocardial infarction. It's an infarction threats. Yeah, if you don't know what myocardial infarction means it is MI, or commonly known for as heart attack, is caused by decrease or complete cessation, means over overflow of blood flow due to a portion of the myocardium. It may go silent and undetected, which will be cause a catastrophic effect in the heart. So yeah, okay. Everyone was happy until they found out the fortunate news. Unfortunate in their POV, like POV means point of view, his family treated him with defibrillation. On October 5th, 1987, he got ill from his hometown, Brookhaven. He survived because he got the medicine from his family. On December 23rd, 1999, with his father, brother, and incorrect and like all visiting एक minute, okay, sorry, and Ike, all visiting Ike's grandkids died on the same day, the same minute after the flight. They were in Blockstar flight 990Y. His last words were, "Goodbye, Brookhaven. Goodbye, family. Brookhaven is invincible." Ah, okay, let me do it in action. Goodbye, Brookhaven. Goodbye, family. Brookhaven is invincible. Ah! I know that is cringe, but yeah, please give me hat off for my acting. Just joking. Okay, what the hell? One second. Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. What? Okay. So, yeah. Let me discuss our Brookhaven for a second. Sorry, this is the wrong name. Wolfpack Brookhaven Jr. Born on 1891, place about village short in Edinburgh. He moved on. He moved to Brookhaven with Brookhaven, his father. Family. Father Brookhaven, Mr. Brookhaven's son, Ike Brookhaven. Occupation second mayor of Brookhaven. From the position is from 1930 to 1998. So yeah. Died on December 23rd, 1999. San Juan County is a county, Bloxburg Valley. Cause of death: Blockstar Flight 990Y. Now let's move on to I keep Brookhaven for now. Or should I move on to his uncle? Should I move on to his uncle? Like Aidan Lee Wolf? Because more there are more to this. Okay, then here comes Aidan Lee Wolf Brookhaven. Aidan Lee Wolf was a Robloxian known for being the co-designer of Brookhaven with Wolfpack. They lived together in a vacation home in northern Bloxburg Valley and owned an adopted cat and an adult cat. There's not much information about him, but he was all he was also the designer of the Brookhaven that we play today. Iran Leibul, let's check up his profile. Iran Leibul, born in 1898, place of birth, Shatu, New Edinburgh, family Mr. Brookhaven, brother Wolfpack, occupation family, I guess being part of the family or something. Died December 23rd, 1999, cause of death, plane crash. So this is the most shortest out of every single family, not gonna lie. Now let's move on to Mr. Brookhaven. Let's think about Steve Brookhaven. Because at this point, Mr. Brookhaven, he has so much of history that let us find out more about we that is why I found out more about the history of everyone else. So yes, so that it could we easily understood why it connected the dots. So yeah, now we go to Steve Brookhaven. But yeah, Narcola, I know the fact about this. Steve Brookhaven, 1890 till August 29, 1995, was a factory worker located in somewhat in Robloxia. He believed that he was born around 1890. There's not much about him, including his birth and his child life, but there's some of his known thing that he lived the age 104 till 105, which is a very long life, and is known to be the son of Mr. Brookhaven, but this is not clear as he died in August 29th, 1995 due to old age. This profile, born in 1890, is about Brookhaven family. Mr. Brookhaven, not clear. He died in 29th, 1995 because of that old age. Let me tell you one story about this. So when the agency that Brookhaven's father established, so yeah, so the agency since they were trying to find Mr. Brookhaven, and since then he gave a note to Madison that to leave. The note is in Mr. Brookhaven's newly shifted house. Yeah, there are so many notes to the agency to written by Mr. Brookhaven. There are so many laws, and this fact, the Steve Brookhaven is said to be like the baby of. Do you? I remember there was a photo of Madison and Mr. Brookhaven. Madison was holding the baby boy. So yeah, Then they escape, and you see that in the cabin near the Lake Madison, the above the shower there is a creepy doll. That doll is said to be Steve Brookhaven. And yeah, and the agency kidnapped Steve Brookhaven. Like they say that they kidnapped Steve Brookhaven. The two of the sons escape from the agency, I guess. There is a theory like that, but yeah. And then they manipulated Steve Brookhaven into like becoming one of them, and they thought that his father was bad. He got brainwashed by them. So yeah, that is what I am thinking about. It is such a good lore. So yes. Now let's move on to Wolfpack and Eden Lee's generation, or Wolfpack's generation only. This is IK Brookhaven. Okay. IK Brookhaven, or Edenly the second Brookhaven was a Robloxian politician who served as the eighth mayor of Brookhaven. Wow. He promised to make the city clean. That's what they look like. I remember the iconic owl meme. Yeah. We will discuss about his profile as usual. So, early life and education. In 1924, when his grandpa, Mr. Brookhaven, fled from an abduction, the agency discovered Mr. Brookhaven's residence, and that is where Edenly Wolf II was born. Henrietta Brookhaven, his grandmother, anticipated that Wolfpack Brookhaven III would be given the name Wolfpack by his father, but Wolfpack did not comply. Instead, he gave him the name of Aidan Lee the second in the honor of his uncle Aidan Lee Wolf the first. I thought, um, yeah, okay, his uncle, which means Wolfpack's brother. Okay, sorry, I lost weight. Wolfpack chose to address him as Ike. When he was just 4 to 5 years old in 1928, he enrolled in Brookhaven Daycare. He attended kindergarten in 1930. His final year of formal education, he was the first politician from Brookhaven. This was the year where his grandfather died, and his father became the second mayor in Brookhaven history. Second Robloxian Civil War. Despite being a member of the Brookhaven People's Republic, he was recruited in the Robloxian army in 1939 when he was 14 to or 15 years old. He participated in every side of Second Robloxian Civil War since the People's Republic of Brookhaven was neutral. Mayor of Brookhaven starting from 1990 till 1998. Ike became Brookhaven's eighth mayor in 1990 after winning the 1998 mayoral election. He made Brookhaven bigger, personal and later life. Ike was hitch means I guess married to Rose, or liked Rose Smith Adams in 1946. They had two kids, Schneffel, born in 1948, and Wolfpack the third, who passed away in 1998. Then Wolfpack was elected as the Brookhaven's 13th and collected mayor. That Ike Brookhaven was traveling to Stifford Bittenge. What is that? You know what? I guess we will talk about this mm, next video or something, or in future. So yeah, on December 23rd for a vacation. For Christmas, he has planned to visit his grandkids, but he passed away on Blockstar R747 and 400. We will talk about the location and how maybe the plane crashed. But yeah, that's This is Wolfpack the third. Okay. Okay. Wolfpack the third. Wolfpack the third was a doll-like Robloxian who loved glasses. Okay. Okay. Wolfpack the third was okay. Oh shit. I forgot to address. Okay, I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting. I have so much of memory. Uh, shit. Sorry, I have so much of memory loss. Okay. ये मेरा लिए Wolf the second IK nickname. Born 1924, place of birth Brookhaven family, sons Wolfpack III, Sinfall, and Dude. Father Wolfpack, occupation 8th mayor of Brookhaven from 1998 till 1998. Died in December 23rd, 1999, cause of death crash by Blockstar Flight 990Y. Now moving on. I forgot. This is the longest. Maybe after this I will cover up the plane the location. So yeah. Wolfpack the third was a doll like Robloxian who loved sunglasses. How about I discuss this in the next video then about the plane? Like where the plane was heading to.